Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and today I'm going to wrap up a 5-day focus on the power of insights, or really how insights can become your superpower as a leader. And so hopefully you've hung with me through the last 4 days and you're ready to wrap it up today. But hopefully you've learned something. If you haven't listened to the podcast, go back and listen to them. And hopefully you're starting to build a conviction that insights are a superpower for you, or can be a superpower for you. But here's what I want to end with as we talk about insights, is that insights alone don't matter. Insights alone do not matter, because an insight only matters if it changes behavior. Let me say that again. An insight only matters if it changes behavior. An insight only matters if you activate it to action. So an example, if you know someone who hates public feedback, but you still do it, you're not leading well with insight. If you know that and you're not changing your behavior, then you're not leading well. And that's not the purpose of having an insight. Or if you know someone who fears conflict and you keep confronting them harshly, then you're not leading them with insight. Insight changes behavior. If you know someone anxious about change and you rush them when it comes to change, then you're not leading with insight. Insight turns into impact when you motivate differently, you communicate differently and clearly, you handle conflict wisely in a personal way, you lead change intentionally based on where people are to be able to bring them along in the change. And when you do that, trust grows, engagement rises, and performance improves. And so I want you to hear this as we've talked about the power of insights. It is a superpower, but it really becomes a superpower, and only becomes a superpower if it is activated into action. If you do something with the insight, if you change your behavior, you change the way you think or act. Now, remember the definition of an insight. It's a moment of sudden understanding, an aha moment that changes how you think or act. It changes you. And so I want to encourage you to remember that insight isn't powerful just because you have the insight. It's what you do with the insight that matters, and to work hard to activate it into action and think about how does that insight change the way you think or change the way you act. And so the go and do is this as we wrap up this focus. Pick one insight you already have about someone on your team and change one action this week because of it. Identify one insight that you already have about someone on your team. You already know they like to be communicated this way. You already know they're motivated this way. You already know that they deal with conflict this way. You already know that they deal with change this way. Whatever it is, whatever you know, pick one insight you already have about someone on your team. You already know this, and change one action this week because of it. Put it into practice. Activate it into action. Remember, leadership fails when we assume everybody around us views the world the same way that we do. Leadership soars when we have insight and we have understanding that leads to behavior change or action. And so it can be a superpower that really changes how you lead. Go get the insights, go activate it to action, and it will elevate you as a leader, and your team will be elevated as well. And you will be that great leader that people deserve.